Let's take, yeah. All right. Thank you so much. All right, everyone. Welcome to our council meeting today. It's November the 10th, and we're excited to see everyone. I'm going to read a quick statement regarding notice is hereby given that this meeting will occur electronically without an anchor location in accordance with the Utah Code 52-4-207(4) due to infectious disease COVID-19 novel coronavirus. The council chair has determined that conducting a meeting with an anchor location prevents substantial risk to the health. You like that, Rosalba? We throw it on you. Substantial risk to the health and safety of those who may be present at the anchor location because physical distance measures may be difficult to maintain in the Murray City Council chambers. All right. And then also, we will have public comments, and you can, the public may view the meeting via the live stream www.murraycitylive.com or www.facebook.com/Murray City, Utah / So either Murray City Live or through Facebook. And also, citizen comments are going to be made available. And there's no public hearing, so it'll be citizen comments live through the Zoom meeting process. Those wishing to speak during those portions of the meeting, I'm going to send a request to city.council@murray.utah.gov. Again, that is city.council@murray.utah.gov. It says by 3 p.m. I was thinking we could accept those, Jan, now. No, I guess if somebody sent it in, it says 3 p.m. My bad. But if you snuck one in, we'd probably do it. Okay. Anyway, I think that's it. Is that correct, Jan, with everything? Okay. We will go ahead. Sorry? Yeah. Okay.
You're right.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Okay. We'll go ahead, and we have no count. There's no minutes, so we're going to go right to our Pledge of Allegiance. And we have a special guest with us today. Avi is with us, and Avi's with her mom, Cecily, and Avi is one of our Girl Scouts in the Murray area. And we've asked her to do our Pledge of Allegiance. So, Avi, just tell us a little bit, real quick, how old you are and what troop number are you?
I am Avi. I am 9, and my troop number is 494.
You enunciate. My mother would love you, and I think your mother, Cecily, has instructed you to enunciate. I'm impressed. That was a thing in our family that was very critical for my mother on enunciation. I look at Diane, and I think she's exactly the same way. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, and they'll put a flag up, and we'll all put our hands over our hearts, and you will go ahead and do the Pledge of Allegiance. Thanks, Avi.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Avi. We really, really appreciate you doing that for us. And thanks to your mom also. We found out we're neighbors, so we're going to be seeing each other. And we understand that you have a Girl Scout troop meeting, and so we're going to let you go so you can go to that. But we just wanted to give you a big thanks, and I'm sure everyone wants to thank you for doing that, Avi.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Have a great day. Thanks, Cecily.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Hey, bye-bye.
Great job. Thank you.
Yes, that was great. Okay. That's great. I'm so glad she got us to do that.
Was she our first Girl Scout?
I think, you know what?
Yeah.
Great question, Rosalba. I think so. And she was one of the youngest that I can recall, so.
That's awesome.
Of course, I'm 60, so who knows if I can recall back. But all righty. We have minutes. I just didn't look further down. So we have approval of council meeting minutes from October 20th, 2020. Do we have any questions or any corrections on those? And if we do, great. If not, I would ask for a motion.
I'll move we accept the minutes as is.
Okay, and I will go ahead and second that.
Thank you. Jennifer?
Ms. Martinez?
Aye.
Ms. Dominguez?
Aye.
Ms. Turner?
Aye.
Mr. House?
Aye. Thank you, Jennifer. Okay, now we will go to our special recognition. Now we are back to doing our Employee of the Month. We've had quite a sabbatical on that because of the COVID time, and so we're excited to get back doing this again. And we've got 2 tonight because of not doing it for quite a few months. So we're excited to do it. It's huge. The council loves doing this, so we are appreciative to the administration that helps us get these great employees nominated. So thank you for everyone that gets involved with this. Okay, our first recognition of city council employee is Katie Lindquist, and Jan's going to put, did it work for you? Yep, look, Jan, you're good. Katie is with the Cultural Arts Department, and that's the certificate that Katie will get. And Katie, we will put your name on engraved in the council area, the council chambers, with a list of other Employee of the Months, and then just we still keep those going. We got a $50 gift card for you, a Visa gift card, and we are just appreciative for all that you do for our city, and we're going to turn the time over. Well, first of all, thanks, Katie, and everyone appreciates you. And so we will turn the time over to Kim Sorensen, who has got a list of things of how great you are. And so thanks, Katie, for being with us. And then we'll turn the time over to Kim.
Thanks, Councilman Hill, Council, Mayor. I appreciate the opportunity tonight to recognize one of our best employees in the Parks and Recreation Department. We have many wonderful employees, but Katie is certainly one of our best. And Councilman Hills is right. It would take a lot longer than we have if I were to tell you all of the great things that Katie does for the city. I'm just gonna touch on a few areas so that you're aware of what it is that she does. So Katie has brought our cultural arts and our history divisions into the digital age. She's responsible for all of our social media, including Facebook and all of the posts that if you're on social media, I'm sure you've seen those and seen how great those are. Katie, her love is museum. That is her background, and that is what she most loves about her job. She's currently working with Lori to oversee cataloging all of our museum artifacts. They are working on getting ready to move to the Murray Museum, including space development and determining what is best for our museum going forward. And we're excited to move over to the mansion, the Murray Mansion. It'll definitely have Katie's touch when we do move over there. So one of the things that really brought to our attention and light, not that we didn't know it before, was COVID. During COVID, Katie has just stepped up tremendously. There was a time period when we ceased most of our events and different things that came from the Cultural Arts Division, and Katie stepped up and worked in our Parks Department as a maintenance worker. And it was there that we found out that Katie has a lot more talents than just what she's shown us in cultural arts. She's a licensed arborist. She's a grave digger. She can drive trucks and lawnmowers, and she was just wonderful. In fact, our park superintendent told me that if ever there was a maintenance job or an equipment operator job and Katie was to apply for that job, she would be the front runner. Now, I don't believe Katie's interested in that, but Katie was a team player and really showed her love and willingness to work whatever needed to happen to make the city successful. As you can imagine, Katie is loved by her fellow employees. She's the first one to jump in and offer assistance, no matter what that is. I just want to tell you a few personal things about Katie. Katie's friends tell us that, and we have seen this, that Katie is known as the person who is quick to sing a song or perform an interpretive dance. Now, oftentimes Councilman Hills will tell us or tell the person getting this award people and they're a little embarrassed. That's not Katie. Katie asked me if she could do an interpretive dance tonight. I think we talked her down off of that cliff, but you can see that she has a great sense of humor. She's a wonderful person. And the last thing I'll share about Katie is she loves to spend time with her dog, Ego, and it certainly changes the let go of my ego phrase. So thank you for your time, Councilman Hills.
Thanks, Kim. Katie, before we go on to Katie, Lori, you want to say anything? I mean, she's your sidekick. I mean, really, when I see Katie, I think of Lori, and I think of Lori, I think Katie.
Yeah, she has been such a great addition to our little department here. And again, she just steps into anything you ask her to do, and she does it so well. So I'm so grateful to have had her come on board with us. She's really super. And no, she cannot go to parks.
Okay. Katie, I love it that you can do everything. I know. I've heard that too. And go ahead, Lori, what?
And she can drive a snowplow. I know. See, Kat, you want to drive a snowplow one day, don't you? She's just multi-talented, but she's mine. So I'm grateful to have her.
Lori, she's sounding a little bit like my Cindy Hales. She can do everything. Katie, will you say anything for us? I know Kim set you right up, but.
Yeah, I'll skip the song and dance. Trying to be professional tonight. I guess just a huge thanks. I feel very honored to get this recognition, and it's all these things, wonderful things that Kim and Lori have said. It's not me alone. I'm only who I am because of my coworkers and the environment that my work provides me. So I'm very grateful to work here for Murray City. Just in the few years I've been here, I've learned an enormous amount of not just work skills, but professionalism and social skills and how to interact better with the public. I love working for a government, and Murray City has really been a great city to work with, and very supportive staff, very supportive city council and mayor office. So I'm happy to be here. I'm lucky to be here. I love working for Lori. She's my rock, and Kim's really great to work with as well. And so thank you.
Thanks, Katie. We sure appreciate it. Anybody from the council or the mayor's office, anybody want to say anything?
I just have to say Katie's one of my favorite people, and I'm so excited to see her here tonight, even though I should be hiding from her because I owe her an email and some videos. But she's being really patient and gracious with me. Yeah, she's just amazing to work with, and the kind of person that I saw the juried art show was coming up at the mall, and I thought, oh, I should try and volunteer for that because maybe I get to see Katie. She's just so great to work with, and we're just super lucky to have her. And yeah, I'm just excited for her.
I just want to say thanks, Katie. We really appreciate your working for Murray.
Thank you, Katie, and congratulations. I really look forward to getting to know you better as well, too. So.
You'll love her. She's great. Anyone? Okay. Katie, thank you so much. Lori, thanks for being with us. We appreciate it. Kim, thanks for your presentation. We appreciate it. Okay. We'll go on to our next employee of the month, and that is Jeff Griffith. Jeff is one of our firefighter paramedics, and we're grateful to have you here, Jeff, today with us, and looks like you got your beautiful family behind you. So that's a plus. That's a beautiful shot there. It looks like a cabin shot. But there's your certificate there, and again, we will. You'll be presented with that certificate, and your name will be on a plaque engraved back in the council chambers on the wall there. And that's a $50 gift certificate. Does that go to you? I hope that goes to you, Jeff, but sometimes other people get those. But we're glad to have you here. We're excited. Came on the scene of Zoom, man, his smile just came right up on the screen there, and that's how he is. And so without further ado, he's got a list of things to say about you too. So hang on, Keith, but we'll turn the time over now, or Jeff, sorry, we'll turn the time over to Chief Harris.
Mayor and City Council, thanks for having me here today. Thumbs up, can you hear me okay? Yes, okay, excellent. Well, I am lucky today that I get to introduce Jeff Griffith, who is not only an exceptional employee, but somebody I really consider a dear friend of mine. He has been with the department 28 years as of October. So over these years, Jeff and I have seen each other go from good-looking young men to the handsome bald men you see in front of us today. Back in 1999, Jeff and two other people, the ones who actually started the paramedic program here in Murray City Fire Department. And Jeff actually designed the first paramedic rig that we started operating here. And I really think part of the success of this program has been Jeff's involvement. He's also, he's been responsible for the Honor Guard since its inception. He's a big supporter of muscular dystrophy. Also a paramedic and cadet mentor. Let's see if Katie's still here. Jeff, give me a nod. Can you operate a snowplow also?
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to compete with Katie there. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. And you know what Jeff's really known for too is he is someone who really goes above and beyond when it comes time to giving tours to the kids, going to schools, engine tours. He is really loved by the kids. He does a fantastic job. The reason we're here today, though, if you see behind me, my backdrop, this is a pallet wall that's located at our new fire station. And Jeff approached me when we were in the planning stages. So we're talking a couple of years ago about this concept he had for this wall. And we made a few changes and we came up with this place to put it, which is in our training room. He actually spent months collecting pallets to make this. It's hard to see. I'm not sure if I know the exact dimensions, about 15 feet high. Does that sound right, Jeff?
Yeah.
And
high and 30-something feet wide.
Yeah, so we're talking a lot of pallets to make this wall. And I just got to say, I really appreciate when firefighters come forward, especially with this project, to really put their personal touch, into making the building, putting their legacy, really showing some ownership. It just really inspires me to have employees like that. I'm very lucky. Jeff's going to tell you when it's his turn to speak a couple little touches that he put into the pallet wall. But again, I just want to thank him, and I'll turn this back over to Councilman Hales. Thank you.
Thanks, Chief Harris. We sure appreciate it. Okay, Jeff, I'm going to turn the time over to you to say whatever you want to say.
Well, thank you very much for this honor. It was really out of the blue, unexpected. I guess if you're around long enough, you do enough to be recognized for. Chief Harris wanted me to talk a little bit about that wall that he's sitting in front of. It's all pallet wood. None of it is stained. It's all just the natural wood right off the pallets. If you look at each individual board, they're they're not pretty. But once you the texture and the colors all mixed together, and they look really nice. If you look over Chief's right shoulder, you can see the flag. That flag is 3 feet by 6 feet. And I also make wooden flags. If you look, so you can see the dark union, and that's all of the dark colors in that is char. I burn it. And then I go back and I carve those stars in it, and so you can see the stars. And then it's got the thin red line down the middle of it. And the thin red line recognizes and honors the firefighters who have been injured or killed in the line of duty, and represents that last bit of courage that it takes to do the hard things that we have to do. And behind that flag is a picture of the fire department of all the members of our fire department when we built that station. So someday, when they finally tear that wall off, I hope that it's not anytime soon, but they'll be able to see a photo of every individual that works for the Murray City Fire Department. I didn't do the wall alone. I had help. I had firefighters that came and helped me cut the wood and put it on the wall, and also firefighters that filled our spots in the stations so that we could do it. The fire department is a family, and we support each other. We love each other. We bicker a little bit, just like any other family does. But when it comes down to it, we're always a big support, and I really feel the support from the department and my chief. It's great to see Blair there, who is also a Murray fireman, and thank you very much for having me here.
Jeff, thank you so much. And Chief Harris, thank you. But Jeff, we really appreciate it. And 28 years, I believe my son worked with you, Nathan Hales, as a cadet.
Oh yeah,
back in the day. So
yeah, that's great.
You've been around. So thank you, Jeff. Anybody open that up for the council or the mayor? Anybody would like to say anything?
Yes, I wanted to say thank you, Jeff, for your service to Murray, and I can't wait to come see the wall. I haven't even been to that, to the fire, to the building. To the fire station. It's crazy, but anyway, hopefully soon. But thank you again so much. I can't wait to see it. It looks gorgeous from here.
Thank you. I'd love to give you a tour of the station.
Great. Hopefully soon.
Yeah.
Thanks again.
Yeah, if I might, Brett, I'm just glad we're doing this again. And Katie and Jeff are perfect examples of the employees we have in Murray City. And that's why Murray City is so successful and why our citizens are so well served, because men and women like this. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Dale.
Brett, do you mind if I chime in? Jeff, I was thinking about what Chief Harris was just saying about 1999. I can recall, in fact, have a picture somewhere of us making a presentation to you and a couple of the other paramedics for the first paramedic program getting up and running here in Murray. And I've known Jeff for 28 years now, so solid individual. It's great to have people like him watching our backs. So Jeff, congratulations. And council, I also want to echo that. I'm glad you're doing this presentation again. Also, I think it's great. So, and Jeff, I saw your brother Aaron a couple of days ago, so it's good to see him too. But congratulations.
Thank you very much, Blair. It was good to see you.
I just want to thank you, Jeff, for sharing the information about the wall and your contribution to the fire station. I drive by it all the time, and I have my little, I'm trying to get where my camera is, if you can see it, but I keep this right by my desk from the grand opening, and it's, not being able to go inside, right, because of restrictions, but Rosalba's got hers too. But just hearing more about how, your input and your craft and your artistry and dedication is so incredibly appreciated. And so thank you for sharing that with us and for your years of service. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kat. Thank you.
Okay,
Well,
Jeff.
Thank
Excuse me.
Oh, no, sorry.
No, I was just saying, Jeff, as discussed, just leave that piece of card on my desk.
We'll make sure to turn it into you first. No, thank you so much. I took my stepson to the fire department a couple of weeks back, and we were just the fire station is beautiful, first off, and I had no idea about the wall, so that was such a great story. Thank you so much, and I hope we don't tear it down anytime soon, and 4 or 5 generations from now, they can learn about the story and learn about all the firefighters of this time. So thank you so much for everything that you guys do. Thank you, Jeff, and congratulations.
Thank you very much, Rosalinda.
We'll get everybody by for a tour as soon as we get past this unusual time we're in, but look forward to getting everybody over there.
Great. Thanks, Chief Harris. And again, thanks, Jeff. We sure appreciate your years of service. And Katie, thank you too. All right, you guys, so you don't have to stick around, but this is what it's all about. Thanks, Blair. We were excited to get it back going too. So thank you. Okay. You're welcome. Thanks, Jeff. Okay. Next, we have 3 resolutions. Recognizing and supporting workers during COVID-19. Our first resolution is going to be presented by Rosalba Dominguez, representative council member. Is that interesting? Hey, that might be a...
I'm going to do this job first, Brett.
I know. Yeah, it's taken me a while, hasn't it? Okay, anyway, I'm going to read it, and then Rosalba will go ahead. But this is to consider a resolution recognizing and supporting healthcare workers who provide vital medical services to the patients in our community during COVID-19 pandemic. And we will turn the time over to Rosalba. Thank you, Rosalba.
Thank you, Brett. All right, so we are considering a resolution recognizing and supporting healthcare workers who provide vital medical services to the patients in our community during the COVID-19 pandemic. And I'm going to go ahead and read this. Whereas COVID-19 has been declared a global pandemic by the World Health Organization and has impacted the actions of government, businesses, and individuals across the globe. And whereas healthcare workers have been called upon to serve our communities and have carried out their critical missions to protect the health and safety of our communities. And whereas healthcare workers, including doctors, nurses, respiratory therapists, paramedics, EMTs, home health, and hospice, and support staff continue to meet their existing responsibilities to maintain safety and public health while overcoming staggering new COVID-19 challenges. And whereas hospitals and health clinics, skilled nursing facilities, assisted living facilities, group homes, and independent senior living communities continue to provide and care for their patients and clients as they balance the need to inadequately address medical services for members of the community. And whereas Murray City is proud to be the home of Intermountain Medical Center, a flagship hospital for Intermountain Healthcare and the largest hospital in the Intermountain West. And whereas in an effort to encourage a renewed effort to turn back the increase of COVID-19 cases, Intermountain Healthcare has introduced a new COVID-19 awareness campaign to remind community members to wash up, mask up, and social distance to encourage everyone to be a part of the solution to help end the spread of COVID-19. Whereas the numerous healthcare workers and medical facilities throughout Murray City continue to perform critical functions which are essential to Utah residents during COVID-19 pandemic. And whereas their continued and dedicated service provide for the benefit of others often places the healthcare workers in harm's way and at personal risk. And whereas it is important to recognize the enormity of the day-to-day sacrifices and heroism of healthcare workers across the state and here in Murray City. Now, therefore, it be resolved by the Murray City Municipal Council as follows. I hereby honors and recognizes the contributions of all healthcare workers during COVID-19 pandemic. It commends and thanks the healthcare workers who have risked their own personal health and safety, as well as health and safety to their loved ones, to continue their work during COVID-19 pandemic. 3, it hereby recognizes these contributions that have played a crucial role in protecting the health and safety of our community. 4, it recognizes the debt of gratitude we owe all healthcare workers and their selflessness service during continued COVID-19 pandemic. 5, all Murray City residents should do their part to protect healthcare workers and others by supporting Intermountain Healthcare Awareness Campaign to wash up, mask up, and social distance. So I guess, can I say something before we go ahead for a vote? I really just wanted to push this. I have 2 friends who are single mothers that are nurses. Well, one's a nurse and another one who works in the IHC unit. And in this time, and since the pandemic has started, I've thought about their kids. One of them, her husband has passed away, and I keep thinking about their kids. And if anything were to happen to them, it'd be a huge loss for our community. And, you know, we all have our sides, but I really wanted our healthcare workers and IHC to know specifically we support them, and we know that what they're doing is such an honor on our behalf. And I know they're stressed. I know they're at their wits' end, but hopefully this gives them a little bit of hope to continue on and continue their efforts to help provide for our community. So thank you.
Thank you, Rosalba. Appreciate you reading that. And we know it hits everyone right in the heart. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See, this is why we're not here, Rosalba, together, because the tears would have got us infected and we just can't.
I don't even have my Kleenex, so I can't cry.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that. Now, I'm going to go on and just do the 3 and then we'll vote. Is that okay? Everyone?
You probably want to vote on each one individually.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it now since we're reading them. I'll just turn it over to them, to the council, for anything you'd like to say, or the mayor.
Okay, I will move approval of the resolution recognizing and supporting healthcare workers who provide vital medical services to the patients in our community during the COVID-19 pandemic. I would also just like to add that we appreciate them so much, and they do such a service to our community. So anyway, thank you.
Thank you, Diane. We appreciate that. Do we have a second?
Can I second?
Absolutely.
I will second.
Okay, now discussion before we. Nope. Okay, we'll go directly to Jennifer.
Ms. Martinez?
Aye.
Mr. Cox?
Aye.
Ms. Dominguez?
Aye.
Ms. Turner?
Aye.
Mr. House?
Aye. Thank you, Jennifer. Thanks, Rosalba, for reading that. Okay, we will now move on to 3.2, consider a resolution recognizing the efforts of first responders during the COVID-19 pandemic. And that will be presented by Dale Cox. Councilman Cox, thank you.
Thank you, Brett. I'm going to propose a resolution recognizing the efforts of the first responders during the COVID-19 pandemic. Whereas the COVID-19 pandemic threatens the health and welfare of individuals throughout the world, and whereas COVID-19 is a disease that can result in serious illness and death, which is easily transmitted from person to person. And whereas first responders, including firefighters, law enforcement officers, emergency medical technicians, and paramedics, are often the first line of defense for the public in health and safety emergencies, medical situations, and other incidences that impact the community. And whereas, while risking their own health and safety, the first responders working in our community stand at the ready to come to the aid of those in need 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And whereas first responders have continued to meet their existing responsibilities and maintain safety, the safety of the public health while overcoming unparalleled new challenges as a result of COVID-19. And whereas first responders often experience extreme physical, mental, and emotional demands and hazardous situations and contribute to the stressful conditions they work under. And whereas first responders serve as vital resources to our communities and continue to go above and beyond the call of duty to serve residents of Murray City. And whereas first responders play a critical role in fulfilling the City Council's ongoing charge to ensure the health and safety of the citizens of Murray. And whereas when the people need help, these first responders are always counted upon to assist. And whereas first responders should be recognized for their bravery and contributions during the global pandemic in everyday aspects of their job. Now, therefore, let it be resolved by the Murray City Municipal Council as follows. It hereby recognizes the dedication, commitment of first responders during the COVID-19 pandemic. It acknowledges work and first responders in our communities that the immediate and urgent health and safety needs of the residents of Murray City are addressed and maintained. And it recognizes the city owes a debt of gratitude to our first responders and thanks them for their willingness to place their own health and safety at risk in order to aid and assist those in need.
Thank you, Dale. We would like a motion on this, please.
I will go ahead and make a motion that we consider a resolution recognizing the efforts of first responders during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Second.
I'll second.
Jennifer?
Ms. Martinez,
Aye.
Mr. Cox,
Aye.
Ms. Dominguez,
Aye.
Ms. Turner,
Aye.
Mr. House.
Aye. Thank you, Jennifer. I will read the final resolution, and it's to consider resolution acknowledging and supporting frontline and essential workers during the COVID-19 pandemic. Resolution goes as whereas the global pandemic caused by the spread of COVID-19 has caused and continue to cause a significant disruption of business, economies, education, systems, organizations, families, and the day-to-day lives of individuals throughout Murray City, the state of Utah, and around the world. And whereas many measures have been taken on the local, regional, state, and national levels to protect the health, safety, and welfare of the public. And whereas frontline workers designated to be essential, covering a wide range of services and fields, have served and continue to serve the residents of Murray City during this pandemic, risking their own health and well-being to make it possible for others to have access to the goods and services communities need. And whereas farmers, farm workers, fast food workers, restaurant workers, food processing workers, grocery store employees, truck drivers, food and supply distribution centers, postal employees, delivery services, and other workers have maintained critical production and supply chains to allow continued access to food, medical supplies, equipment, and other necessities. And whereas communication, construction, utility workers, and other laborers have maintained networks, infrastructures, and technology in order to allow necessary phone, internet, cable, communication, construction, and other vital utility services to continue and run effectively. And whereas sanitation, custodial, janitorial, and cleaning service workers have played a crucial role in helping to minimize the risk of spreading COVID-19 and allowing offices, medical facilities, grocery stores, and other critical businesses and locations to remain open. And whereas transportation workers, including pilots, air traffic controllers, flight attendants, railway workers, and transit workers have ensured that individuals are able to travel safely during a public health crisis. And whereas educators, teachers, administrative staff, childcare workers, and school district employees have undertaken unprecedented measures to provide for the continuing education and well-being of students across the country. And whereas local, state, and federal employees have functioned in key government positions and offices to keep necessary services available to the public. And whereas caregivers who provide daily and regular support to children, adults, or people with chronic illnesses or disabilities have continued to provide their critical services during COVID-19. And whereas while putting their own health and safety at risk, these frontline and essential workers continue to perform services that have helped minimize the disruption that COVID-19 has caused to our daily lives. And whereas the efforts and sacrifices of the frontline and essential workers across our communities and in Murray City are deserving of our acknowledgement and appreciation. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Murray City Municipal Council as follows: recognizes the contributions of all frontline and essential workers during the COVID-19 pandemic. It hereby expresses appreciation to frontline and essential workers for their personal sacrifices and efforts to respond to the unprecedented challenges facing all of us as a result of the spread of COVID-19. It commends and thanks frontline and essential workers who risk their own personal safety and well-being by providing the necessary goods, services, and resources that allow the residents of Murray City and surrounding communities to go forward with their day-to-day lives during the COVID-19 pandemic, passed and approved this 10th day of November 2020. I'll ask for a motion. Thank you.
I'll make a motion. Before I do, I just want to say that I love the breadth of that resolution. And I know that many of us have worked many different positions and jobs throughout our careers. And I mean, I was kind of reflecting back of being a busser and a cashier and a childcare provider and an educator and all those hats we've worn throughout our lives. And so that these aren't empty words. These are words that we fully mean and really see the sacrifice and the work and the hardship that those roles, those people in those roles are undergoing right now. And just a heartfelt thank you to them for that. And with that, as we head into the holidays of kind of, if we can all keep that in mind, if you're doing any in-face dining or purchasing of gifts and things like that, and just being extra generous and kind and patient with everyone you're interacting with, because they're doing so much for our community. And with that, I'll make a motion that we adopt the resolution acknowledging and supporting frontline and essential workers during this COVID-19 pandemic.
Thank you, Kat. I appreciate that. We have a second.
I'll second it. And I want to just echo what Kat said and thank everybody tonight that we have recognized, because none of us could have gotten through what we've gotten through without doctors, nurses, police, fire, paramedics, truck drivers, grocery workers, everybody that goes to work every day to make our lives as normal as it can possibly be through this pandemic. We owe a great debt of gratitude to.
Thank you, Dale. We all agree with that. Thank you very much. Any other comments before we go to Jennifer? Okay. I too want to thank everyone and just echo what everyone has said. And as Scott said, as I was reading that, just hit you right in the heart for every aspect. And if we didn't name somebody, we mean everyone that's involved with this. And I think about those that are cleaning up, mopping floors and cleaning bathrooms and cleaning tables and doing that kind of thing so that we're safe from it. So thank you. All right, Jennifer.
Ms. Martinez.
Aye.
Mr. Cox.
Aye.
Ms. Dominguez.
Aye.
Ms. Turner.
Aye.
Mr. House.
Aye. Thank you, Jennifer. We appreciate your help with all these things. Okay. Thank you. We really appreciate that. That's a wonderful, those are 3 wonderful resolutions. And if we missed anyone, our apologies. We want to get everyone in there. So thank you. Okay. For citizen comments, we'll turn the time over to Jan Lopez. Jan.
Yes, I have one comment that was sent in for me to read. It's from Karen Edwards. She lives on Bullion Street in Murray. It says, a plea to Murray City regarding utility bills. Hello, everyone. My name is Karen Edwards. The home has been our family home for 73 years. I have personally owned the home since 2004. This home has been my permanent address for my entire life. I did briefly live in California and Arizona. To say the least, I love it here and I love Murray just as much. Murray has been a safe haven for me and for my family. We have lived and grown up here for 4 generations. Things change as time goes on, and I have tried to support productive change. It also becomes necessary to make business plan adjustments so the city can remain viable. I am here today because I have concerns about remaining viable myself with the new changes in my utility payment. After a careful examination of my bills and usage over the last year, my conclusions are: 1, the extremely high usage of water, September, October, was due to a leak in the sprinkling system, which we were unaware of. The water was draining off underground into the meter hole. 2, the use of the tiered or step program designed to encourage individuals to use less water makes it extremely expensive to use water that gets into the step 5. I support being frugal with our water. Some of us who have older homes have larger lawns, and I would say that that accounts for a big piece of this. There are only 2 of us who live here. We take fast showers, wash clothes once a week, and only run the dishwasher when full. Therefore, when the change in the STEP program came about, and so much of my consumption is in step 5, I have a much higher bill now. The jump in rate from step 4 to step 5 is pretty hefty. I have been paying $239 on my equal payment plan, which it has now been increased to $345. Now the $239 just about busted the budget. This new jump causes me great concern. These are difficult times to say the least. Those of us who live on fixed incomes have no room for such raises like this in expenses. I don't have a lot of faith that this meeting and people's pleas will make any change to ease this hardship, but I definitely want to make it known it is a hardship. I love Murray and have faith in its government. I am just asking that you look carefully and see if such a hike is really necessary, because it affects some of us on a whole lot. Thank you, Karen Edwards.
Thank you, Jan. And are there any others, or is that it, Jan?
That's the only one.
Okay, someone needs to email her. Jan, did you say you would? Dale, are you going to? Dale, is this your area?
It's either Kat's or mine. I think one thing we might want to do is also send that letter to our state representatives, because we're just following a change in the state law. The state mandated, if I understand correctly, the step system. So maybe we could forward that to the representatives from Murray. And Jan, and like I say, she's either in my area or Kat's area, and we get a hold of her or email her, and explain that as well, that we're just, as far as a lot of the step system is concerned, we're state mandated to do it. It's not something Murray did. Maybe we can get those representatives to maybe look at some relief somehow.
Okay, I can send that to them, and then I'll determine whose district she's in and let you know.
Okay, thanks, Jan. And then I've heard lots of stories like this. So thank you, Karen. We appreciate it, and someone will email you and get a hold of you. Thanks, Dale, for your comment. I appreciate that. Okay, we will move on to a new business. Consider a resolution adopting the regular meeting schedule of the Murray City Municipal. I guess I'll close the citizen comments. Okay. Consider a resolution adopting the regular meeting schedule for the Murray City Municipal Council for calendar year 2021. 2021, that sounds like a good year. Jan.
We're looking forward to a good year. Thank you, Brett. And all of you did receive the proposed schedule in your meeting packet. Our normal meeting days are on the first and third Tuesdays of each month. And most of the year, it complies with those days. There are a few adjustments, one in August, and that's where we change dates slightly to accommodate a power conference that happens every year. And in November, we will again have elections on the first Tuesday of November. So our meetings will be on the second and third Tuesdays. And in December, then we have the first and second Tuesdays, and that's usually just to free up your schedule closer to the holiday. So those are the only changes, and I'd entertain any questions or comments that you have.
Diane?
I don't have. I'd like to move to adopt the resolution. Is that okay at this point?
Yeah, yes, absolutely. Thank you, Jan, and thanks, Diane.
Okay. I would like to make a motion to adopt the resolution, which would adopt the regular meeting schedule of the Murray City Municipal Council for calendar year 2021.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Kat. Jennifer?
Ms. Martinez?
Aye.
Mr. Cox?
Aye.
Ms. Dominguez?
Aye.
Ms. Turner?
Aye.
Mr. House?
Aye. All right. Thanks again. Thank you, Jan. All right. Now it's time for the mayor's report. Mayor Camp.
Okay, thank you. Just a couple of things tonight. First of all, I know that you're all aware of the governor's new declared state of emergency, and I just wanted to let you know that the city is up to date on these orders that have been issued by the state health department and the governor this week. I've asked each department head to assess their departments and make sure that they're following the new standards, and we're updating a few other things that we need to, such as updating the signage and so forth. Where this impacts us the most is in our recreation programs. So that we have had to cancel some programs for the next couple of weeks, but we are following these guidelines, or this, I should say, this mandate. Second, I'm happy to report that yesterday we sold the bonds for the construction of the new city hall. They went on sale in the morning and were sold by noon. Even with the slight uptick in the market, Pfizer didn't do us any favors with their timing of that sent the stock market up, and it cost us a little bit in interest, but we still got an amazing interest rate, less than 3%. We were thinking it was going to be 3.5 when we were looking at this some months ago. So 2.895 is the interest rate. So that is actually it's within 10% of the lowest interest rate in the past 10 years for municipal bonds. So we're actually very pleased with that. And of course, it's really nice to see the site work that's going on over there. That's the new City Hall site. If you haven't been by there, drive by. It's kind of heartwarming to see that work started. Third, I wanted to address the matter that was just brought up in citizen comment, because we've received a number of calls from our Murray utility customers about increases in their in their bills. And just a couple of comments on this. I think it's important for the council to remember that October is when the equal pay cycle resets, and that has really been causing some issues, because I think there are some of our customers that don't exactly understand how that works. And by that, I mean when you have a budget for equal pay for a year and then you go over that budget, your balance goes in the negative. So at the end of the year, not only is your budget going to be adjusted to your usage, but the amount that you're in the negative is also going to be added to that for the next year. So and that's what happened at my house, and that's what's happened at a lot of others, because people have been home a lot this summer. It's been a hot summer. Been running our air conditioning units and watering the lawn more than we'd like to. But I do want to point out that, well, first of all, let me point out that our utility billing, our customer service people are very happy to go over bills when people have questions about their bills. And I want to make sure that everyone knows that we will be doing that and are willing to do that. But I also wanted to point out that our power rates, those that may have concerns about the power portion of their bill, our power rates haven't been increased since October of 2011. So it's been 9 years since our power rates were increased. So if anyone who's paying more for power, it's strictly due to consumption. However, that's not the case with our other, as was mentioned here a few minutes ago. We're seeing high water consumption, and when our customers are kicked into those higher tiers, it is a shock to the bill. We're in the third year of our metered water rates. They went into effect April of 2018 and were increased March of 2019, and again were increased March of this year. And there's two more scheduled increases in the water rates, March of 2021 and March of 2022. And then by that time, we will have done another rate structure study. I think it's also important to point out and remind the council that these rates were all set after rate studies were done. We also implemented annual sewer increases that began in 2017, and we're on a 5-year plan also, with rate increases scheduled through November of 2021. So we actually had a sewer rate increase the 1st of November this month, and there'll be another one in 2021. And then once again, we'll have a new study to help us determine rates going forward. And then finally, the stormwater fees are also on a 5-year increase plan. And the first increase occurred in July of 2020 of $1 per month. And that will go up the next 4 years on the 1st of July And these rates are all found in our city code. They're all codified, and so anyone can find those rates that has questions about them. Unfortunately, the timing of our change or our reset of the equal pay comes right at the same time as our change in our utility billing software. And I will recognize that our utility billing software is not necessarily most user-friendly to log into the customer service portal. It's not bad once you get used to it, but it's a little bit tricky to get used to. And I think there may be some frustration on that too. But once again, we're helping a lot of people walk through that so that they can access their bills online. So I think that's all I had on that. So the last thing I want to mention is just a reminder that the city offices will be closed tomorrow in observance of Veterans Day. And I want to take this opportunity to express appreciation and deep gratitude to all those who have served our country. There are many residents of Murray and even employees of Murray City who have served or are currently serving our country or who have loved ones are. And I just want to express appreciation to all those who served in the armed forces in protection of our freedom. I don't know who said this quote, but I really like it. It said, if you want to thank a soldier, be the kind of American worth fighting for. And I think that's appropriate. So on this day before Veterans Day. So that's all I have tonight, unless you have questions.
Thank you, Mayor. Do we have questions for the mayor?
I had one question. Mayor, I know you've been doing, I believe it's a weekly newsletter out to residents. Would it be possible to include some of this rate information in that, just for a little bit more information where they can find it?
Yeah, it's actually a monthly newsletter that we send out.
Monthly, okay.
And we certainly can, yes.
So I know it's in code, but I think even I have a hard time finding things in code sometimes. My other question was, is there a plan to send out something? I'm not sure when the next monthly newsletter is due, but something to residents about the executive orders from the governor as far as changes locally, like you mentioned, the Park Center, or just as a city, how we're supporting like the mask mandate and those stay home, stay safe measures.
Yes, in fact, we've updated our website and put the little emergency notification button on the front page again. And when our newsletter goes out, the e-newsletter goes out on the 15th, we will reference to that. I'll have a link to the site so that they can get that information. Be on the 15th, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jennifer.
Other questions for the mayor? Nope. Okay, Mayor, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Thanks to everyone. And
hey, Brett.
Yes, Rosalba.
I just want to say happy birthday to you. And happy birthday to my cousin Daniel tomorrow. And thank you, Daniel, for your service, because he's also in the military. So there you go. Thank you, Brett.
Thank you for everyone, and thank you to all our veterans also for current and before. We fully appreciate you. All right, everyone, thank you so much for your time today, and have a great night. And we are adjourned.
Thank you. Good night.
See you guys. Thank you,
Brett. Great job.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good job.
Thanks.